The Lesser Pentagram LRP is the first ritual to learn when getting into magic. Simple but powerful, it packs layers of symbolism, elevating your consciousness and protecting your inner world. However, in today's era of distractions and cheap dopamine, the LRP might not be enough. In a previous video, I mentioned that initiating an internal order is a primary purpose of the LRP. In this one, we will focus on ensuring it actually does that. For those new to my work, I go by the name of POTB. I discuss esotericism, human potential, and creativity. Stick around if that sounds interesting, and if you need magic manuals or diagrams, or struggle with hunger, body weight, or discipline, check my books and Etsy store as they likely have something for you. The essence of the LRP. The LRP helps create inner balance by aligning the elements of your psychological makeup. This includes establishing an energetic boundary and banishing anti-invoking influences through focused intention. As previously covered, the Lesser Pentagram brings psychic negentropy. Introduced by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, that is 1. The state of order, stability, and flow, and 2. The opposite of entropy, chaos, and randomness. The LRP stabilizes your inner state by combating the chaos of life. You are closing off negative influences represented by the Kabbalistic clifford or shells, and this includes entropy, disbalance, emotional disturbances or turbulence, distractions, chaos, etc. Micro and macrocosm. As Crowley explains, the LRP establishes a protective column or a box. You're standing in a column which is protected by your microcosmic invocation. The consequent result being a macrocosmic response is that without any effort on your part, the hexagram appears both above and below you. Note the equilibration of 5 equals 6. In this way, you're completely shut off from the outer and cliphotic parts of the universe. 5 and 6. The 5 is you, the magician, and the microcosm. The 6 is the macrocosm, the neshama, the super spiritual consciousness, and your angel. The LRP elevates you from mundane states associated with Malkut, the lowest sephira, where entropy tends to dominate, to Har, and closer to Tiferet, the seat of the angel. Peak experiences. Csikszentmihalyi recognizes psychic negentropy as the precursor to autotelic experiences and flow states. Associated with peak creativity, flow states imply that the ego steps back in favor of the autotelic personality or the autotelic self. Maslow's peak experiences and Csikszentmihalyi's flow states actually share heightened fulfillment, yet peak experiences often involve transcendence and self-actualization, whereas flow states are more about deep engagement and mastery. Crossing the barrier. Either way, the so-called autotelic self is a component of the neshama, hence Crowley says that for creatives, their work is the actual voice of their angel manifested. The autotelic self kicks in after a certain barrier is crossed. Similarly, the LRP elevates you to the paths of Samek and Pe, which is kinda like crossing a barrier in and of itself. More on that is in my videos on autotelic experiences and the symbolism of the Lesser Pentagram. Different world, different problems. Now, here's a reality check. The LRP was invented about 2 centuries ago. At that time, people weren't constantly bombarded with instant hits of cheap dopamine in the form of porn, junk food and media, mindless scrolling, unhealthy habits, etc. In our era, surrendering to entropy is easier than ever. Cheap dopamine and mind-numbing distractions create a never-ending cycle of chaos, undermining the very stability the LRP provides. Think of it like this. Junk food and alcohol can obliterate the effects of exercise. Similarly, conventional living sabotages both exercise and magic. In the past, rituals like the LRP may have been enough to keep us balanced, focused, and clear. Today, we are constantly exposed to toxic elements, and while the LRP can reduce our tendency to give in to them, it cannot make up for a bad lifestyle. To be truly conducive to psychic negentropy, the LRP must be incorporated into a proper lifestyle, including physical and mental discipline. Healthy essentials for modern practitioners. What do you know? The solution vastly boils down to mastering what Napoleon Hill called the 3 basic appetites, which Kabbalistically basically gets your nefesh under control / to collaborate. Eliminate addictions to drugs, alcohol, and fapping. Swap out fapping for sex and bonding with real humans. In and of itself, this actually balances brain chemistry massively. Eat a brain-boosting diet, adopt the OMAD plan, and burn fat for fuel most of the time. As crucial as the first, this provides mental clarity thanks to the blood ketones, beta-hydroxybutyrate, and erases hunger and cravings, so the nefesh keeps quiet. It also preserves energy you'd otherwise spend digesting, so you can reinvest it into actually meaningful things. You should really give it a try. Exercise daily. Being the third big, this goes beyond building a head-turning physique, although it includes that as well. It provides structure to your day while combating anxiety and depression, which many occultists have but seldom address. This is critical as anxiety and depression increase the likelihood of seeking instant gratification. Plus, the nefesh is tightly linked to your body, with which bodybuilding lets you build a strong relationship, essentially grounding both. Monitor your information diet, including social media fasts. Cut back on mindless scrolling or binge watching, as these drain your life force. Only follow accounts providing value aligned with your goals. Also, stay offline most of the hours, adopting a fasting regimen like the 24. Include stoic practices like journaling, reflection, and meditation, and also read quality books. Use those to help you live each day with an intention broken down into bullet points. Journal to reconnect with yourself and also keep on track. A powerful practice. When you integrate the LRP into a healthy lifestyle, you not only let it do its job, but amplify its effects. You set yourself for a truly powerful practice, aligning your body, mind, and spirit. It is not just about doing the LRP, but ensuring what you put inside your sphere of being is conducive to growth. When you swap out mindless distractions for nourishing habits, the LRP becomes essential to a life of focus and balance. Let me know if you agree. Conclusion. While the LRP is a great starting point, it cannot be your only tool for maintaining balance in this era. Magicians and alchemists were vastly the biohackers and self-improvers of the past. In the case of Rosicrucianism, including the Golden Dawn, they gathered what once was cutting-edge science and knowledge to build the quote-unquote Invisible College mentioned in the Rosicrucian manifestos. The members of the Invisible College were prominent figures from all walks of life, including arts, science, medicine, etc. They aimed to transform culture and spirituality by bringing scientific illuminism and destroying dogmas imposed by the church. They were light bringers. Using them as an example, there's really no excuse for not availing of the latest research on dopamine and brain chemistry, insulin and metabolic health, behavior and habit formation, etc. It is your responsibility to not let urges and external forces program you into what Gurdjieff called an automaton. Align with Gebora, Mars, the Tower card, and the Path of Pe to cut out those and practice the LRP as a part of a holistic approach with healthy habits, discipline, and focus. As David Shoemaker stresses in The Way of the Wheel, magic cannot make up for poor living. Use it in conjunction with bettering yourself and you'll never regret it. But that's just my opinion. Let me know if it resonates. Check the links in the description, subscribe, become a member to support my work, and thank you for your time.